Hello and welcome back to Ellie Talks Tech. In this video, we're going to be looking at photography lighting, specifically the Godox AD200 pocket flash used with the XProC TTL flash trigger on a Canon EOS body. I use it on my Canon EOS R6 for photography almost exclusively if I'm in a setting that needs flash. And you can use this flash in the field or in a studio. So if you're ready, let's dig into how to use these devices together. The first thing we're gonna see on the Godox AD200 is this nice body. There's a big flash sensor here that will pick up the signal from the trigger. There's a nice AV display on this one, so it's going to show you all of the settings when you turn it on. There is a mount if you want to put it directly on a light stand using a screw, or you can connect it with the included screw part right here. That'll go on a stand as well. You have an additional side to use that screw with. We have our on-off buttons and the jack if you want to use a USB-C controller. We have a jack for a line if you're controlling it with a line, and a standard USB slot for Wi-Fi. You have the auto lock feature that you would use to release one of the mounts, and you have the mount pins. You have the battery slot here and the release for that battery. Turning it on, you're going to want to line up the divot in your battery with the same corresponding protrusion inside the body of the flash. Once you have that, you're going to go ahead and turn it on. As you can see, I don't have anything mounted inside this body yet, so we're going to have to put on a flash head. I'm going to turn this off, and we'll talk about the two that are included with this model. The one that I see most photographers use the most often is this modeling lamp. It has optical glass and it has two lamps inside. Some people will use this as an actual flash in their photo session, but because it's called a modeling lamp, it does look and feel a little bit different, and it's recommended to be used to see how the light is going to fall before you start using it on a flash setting during your shoot. Then we have this bare bulb mount that goes directly into the body as well, and this bulb that goes alongside it right in here. Now you can see there are red dots that you're going to want to line up when you put this bulb inside that mount. We're going to do that now. Because the pins are different sizes, it won't fit any which way, and it does impact whether or not the light will work, so be sure to line those up. Other things included with this light, if you buy the Godox AD200, is going to be your charger, a cable to power that charger, this little mount here, and this case, which fits all of the pieces. It'll be delivered in this. Now we can go ahead and assemble this. Whether you're using the bare bulb mount or the Speedlight flash, they go on the same way. You simply line the pins up and you slide it in. So I'll show you with the Speedlight flash for now. It is a little bit of a firm connection, but don't force anything to the point of breaking it. And now we have something connected to our flash. Now we can go ahead and turn this on. And you can see I have it set from a previous shoot to 1/4 power. On the body itself, there are just a few buttons. We have the group or the channel button, and any button on here that's a secondary, you do a long press to switch into those settings. So you would press it and get group settings immediately, or you would long press it to get channel settings. This red button is a tester, and it also indicates when it's ready to be used. We have a selection dial and a set button, and we have the button to turn the modeling lamp on. Or you can long press it, and you'll see that H appear to enable high-speed sync of the flash. Now if you're setting brightness, and you can see I'm in group A right here, I'm going to turn that off. My brightness is 1/4. I have Wi-Fi enabled. It says channel 1. The M is manual. It's for a single person shooter. You can also do multi-person, and you can do TTL. We'll get into that in just a second. And there's a battery indicator. If you were to press the group button, you can see it's changing. It's saved some of these settings. And if you long press it, it'll change to the channel. You can see this flashing one right up here is the channel. So if you're looking at the flash modes, which were the M up here, M is manual. That's again just a trigger for one person. You have multi, that means multiple people can trigger it. And you have TTL, which means that the flash is going to work with the camera to sense how the lighting settings should be, how bright it should be, and how fast the flash should go off. So those are your three shooting settings. I like to use manual. I'm gonna actually also change my group back because I shoot with group A primarily, and we'll leave it there for the moment. Now let's take a look at the XProC Flash Trigger. This can be used on any Canon EOS camera body or camera bodies with PC sync socket. So that's how you would use it, and you can see here there are connectors that line up with the camera body, or we have the sync option. There are quite a few buttons on this body, so we're going to turn this on and take a look at what they do. This is powered by two AA batteries, and you can have two on-off switches, so this is going to turn the physical flash trigger on. This second on-off turns the autofocus laser on, so that's going to come out of this red panel here on the body to help with focus settings. It pulls a lot of energy because it is, sending a laser out. And then looking at this screen, you can see again we have channel settings, we have our groups A through E, and we have the function set. So it mirrors what's happening on the AD200, manual, 1/4 power, plus 0.3. So I have this set to work together. You do want to match your settings between the flash itself and the trigger, but we can switch the modes using the mode button. So it says multi is now on. We're back to manual. We also can choose the zoom or channel here, turn it off. You can turn on the camera sync here. So that again is going to sync to the high speed flash. This is giving you a high speed or a rear curtain sync. This one is going to select all of your settings or not. And then this again enables the modeling lamp or not. This will trigger or test your flash. This is the magnification or TCM button. So you can see it's going to change the display there. And then this, of course, will give you your menu, as it says. So standby, beep, step, or light. And then you can change some other settings. These are the sleep settings. It does automatically shut off the display after a certain period of inactivity. So now that we've looked at these individually, let's take a look at how they can be used together. So we already talked about wanting to make sure that those settings match between the two bodies and that the wireless settings are enabled on the AD200, which you can see right here it is. And the channels and the groups are the same as well. So that's how we know they're going to be on the same page and able to communicate with each other. Let's connect the XProC to your Canon EOS body. Simply loosen the base of the XProC, slide it onto the hot shoe of your Canon body, and then tighten it back down. Once you have your settings locked in, then you're ready to start shooting. So as I showed you on Tuesday, these heads can be used for different things. So go ahead and make sure you check out that video if you haven't seen it already. I used flowers as my model and we're comparing it in Lightroom side by side. So hopefully that'll help you decide which one of these bulbs to use if these are the two that you're working with in the field, in your studio, or you just want to add to your setup. I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you, and if you set it up this way, you should be ready to shoot. If you enjoyed this, if it helped, or if you use an AD200 in your studio or in the field, hit that thumbs up or pop into the comments and let me know. I'd love to hear from you and see how you like it. Also, if you have any questions about using this device, throw those in the comments as well. If you haven't already, feel free to hit subscribe over here. I'd love to see you back on the channel. And if you missed it, on Tuesday, I demoed how both of those flash heads, both the Speedlight and the bare bulb, work with a simple static model. We're comparing them side by side in Lightroom, so that should help you kind of decide which light to use if these are the two that you're working with. Of course, I do videos every Tuesday. There's a demo. Thursday, there's a tutorial like this one. And Fridays, I update you on the interesting things to me happening in the world of creative tech. every single week. So stick around, we can have some fun. I'd love to see you back here real soon on Ellie Talks Tech. See you later.